maybe I should say I. A lot of times I say I can't, I don't, I won't. Maybe I won't, maybe it doesn't apply, but I can't and I don't. A lot of that is not true. I can, but I choose not to. So that's why it's more important to replace I can't with I choose. I choose not to. That kind of thing. And, I won't, I want, I need, I want and I need. I kind of explained this already, but it takes, for one, the I need is probably not true because there's very few things in life that we really do need. A lot of them are just wants. And when you say you want something, that's perfectly fine to want something, of course. But to declare it as I want is very unpowerful. So rather than to say I want, like I said, to say, I will, or even more powerfully to say I am, I have, as if it's already here. So the final thing I'm going to mention around this is the power of I am. This one comes up a lot around, my mom says this a lot, and we definitely, it's a very powerful 2 words, I am, and it's come up a lot for me recently, especially as I'm creating these visions and contexts for my life and for myself, and who am I and who do I want to be. And of course I'm not going to say it like I want to be this. It's when I'm asking myself who do I want to be, and I'm going to take that answer and I'm going to say I am this, and because I'm declaring it starting now, it's 100% my choice whether I do this or not, and I choose to. So everything after the words I am are a declaration of reality. So here's a good distinction, is to not confuse your feelings with the true reality. So if you're feeling a certain way and then you turn that into almost the story of I am this, so it kind of links together. So I'm going to give you an example. And it's an example that I hear a lot at home. Like, I think a lot of my friends say this and say the words, I'm broke. I'm too broke to do this. I'm so broke. And so it was the first example that came to my mind is I would, want to encourage them to say, I feel broke. Or even to just, probably best to keep that word away in general, but that would be a better way of saying it, is I feel broke right now, because it's fair. You can feel that way. It's totally valid. But when you say I am broke, that is, the words I am are so powerful. I am, and you're declaring this to the universe. This is what I am. And so be very careful about what you say that you are. I am. Like, if you're saying, going around, and like I said, you're saying these things often, very constantly, all the time, not being aware of it. How often do you say, I am stupid, I am not good enough, those kind of things? And those are declaring statements to the universe of what you are, and you're going to continue to feel that way for as long as you declare it. So when the time is, what am I trying to say? when it's an appropriate time to say how you're feeling, say how you're feeling. I feel broke right now. I'm feeling not worthy right now. Excellent. Definitely I'm definitely not saying that you should stop saying that kind of things, because those are the kind of vulnerability you need to have in being truthful with yourself around how you're feeling, for sure. But what I'm saying now is, when you're using the statements I am, I'm going to challenge you to declare what you really want to bring into reality. And I'm going to leave you with a really powerful 2 questions that they're not mine. I'm not going to take credit for them. I just found them somewhere on an article I was reading, but I really loved them. So, first question, I want you to answer this. What if every word you said came true immediately? That's number 1. Or what if, and then the second question is, what if every word you spoke, you had to follow through with that immediately? So how would these 2 things change the way you speak on a daily basis? I'm very curious, and I'm asking myself these questions, and What definitely what's coming up for me when I answer these is, first, what I already mentioned was the I'm dying word, that those words that I have been consciously kicking out of my vocabulary. But really, could you imagine if this were true, if everything I said was manifested immediately into the physical universe, I would be dead. I'd be long dead by now. So that's scary. That's how I think about it, right? Of course, it doesn't mean I'm going to die because I'm saying I'm dying. But even if I don't, just drop dead immediately after saying that, think about how that affects my brain over a long period of time throughout my life. What if I had never realized this conscious language and continued to say I'm dying every time I'm complaining about something? That this is just me, and I think that this can probably be backed up by science, because I've definitely heard of things like this, but I'm not going to go into it because I don't know for sure. But I think that definitely, because I know how powerful the brain is, and I've definitely heard many studies around how what we tell our brain is, our brain doesn't understand the difference between reality and, the things that you tell it versus what's really real. That's why horror movies are so kind of harmful to the brain and things like this. So when it comes to, if I'm going to continue saying I'm dying, and I don't like that I'm saying it so much right now. No, don't listen to me, brain. I'm just giving examples. But my brain's going to say, okay, I believe you. You're right. And it's going to now give me evidence of this. It's going to make me sick. It's going to give me diseases. Who knows what it's going to do for me or to me. I don't know. I'm going to be doing it to myself if that's the case. So anyways, I'm very, very cautious about what I'm saying to because my brain has no idea what's real and what's not. It just thinks everything is real that we tell it. And I think I've probably mentioned, I don't know if I've mentioned this specific study, but it's my favorite one to talk about because it's the most it's the most amazing study. I think that it's my favorite example to give when it comes to how powerful the mind is. I've probably talked about it on here before, but that's okay. The study is around it was a study around cancer patients who were getting radiation treatment, and half of them, I think half of them were given the real radiation and half were not, or they were told that they were given the radiation, but they were given a placebo. So, and then the people who didn't get the radiation, 2/3, is it 2/3 of them or 1/3? Two. What is it? No, I think it's 1/3 of them. Sorry, I can't remember. 2/3 or 1/3 of them still lost their hair, even though they had no radiation, just because of the fact that they believed that they would lose their hair. So that speaks enough, I think. I don't even need to go into this. That's just boom, mic drop. I can't even, when I heard this example, and I've heard it a while ago, but it's never come out of my brain. It's never, I've told so many people this example because that is the most proof. That's all the proof you need around how powerful your mind is. You create your reality. I've said it a million times and I will continue to say it. So with that, thank you so much for listening. I know, I think today it started off this is just how I'm feeling around this podcast today, honestly. I felt really confident and strong around the first half of what I was filming, and then the second half, I felt very scrambled. I don't know how else to describe it. I think maybe because my energy was so high when I started this, and I was just really buzzing from what's going on in life, and I think that I was just speaking more from the heart and not really looking so much at my few notes that I have written down. But then the second half, I was kind of just looking through the notes and looking at what I hadn't said and starting to kind of just not read off of my notes, but see things that I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to say that. So it felt less natural. So anyways, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I guess I'm just being authentic where I'm like, did I do my best podcast today? I don't know. I felt really confident about it. And then my second half, I feel like I wasn't articulating the way that I want to, but I definitely feel a decrease in energy just between when I started and now. I also took a lunch break halfway through this podcast, so that probably affected it. Anyways, just speaking out loud, or thinking out loud. I don't know. I'm tired, you guys. Anyways, thank you for listening. I love you so much, and I'm really excited to talk with you next week about who knows what, and I cannot wait to share with you guys just more of my journey. I will probably be in a new location by then, so that's really exciting. And yeah, can't wait. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Friendly Frequencies podcast. I would love it if you came and visited me on my social media. I am Friendly Frequencies on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and come visit me on there. And I would also love it if you could leave me a review either on Spotify, or even better would be on iTunes. iTunes is the best place for this. If you leave me a review on iTunes, it'll get out to more people, and I would just absolutely adore you for doing this. But thank you so much for being here, and I cannot wait to bring you more amazing content. Love you. Bye.